Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all for joining. We're going to give it a few minutes to let others join. If you want to put in the chat where you're calling from, so we could, see a feel for where everyone's at today. Myself, I'm in California, in Sacramento.
I'm popping in here, California as well, a little bit closer to South Lake Tahoe.
Oh, a little cooler.
Just barely. I mean, I don't know how you guys were surviving this last weekend. If it's 100 at my house, then Sacramento, you have to be 110s, 112s.
Oh, yeah, we were by the lake all day. Oh, in Arizona, I bet it's hot. We see some Florida, California.
Oh, Texas, too. I bet you guys are feeling it. Rich over in Walnut Creek, you get that Bay Area breeze. We're not too worried about you. Oh, I bet Buffalo might be beautiful right around now.
Got some Texas, more Texas. Welcome, everybody. If it's 100 here, oh, yeah.
Yeah, if it's 100 in Walnut Creek, we're all feeling it.
For sure. If you're just joining, if you want to pop in the screen where you're calling from. Yeah, we were at the lake all weekend, just trying to stay cool.
We followed that same, we were waterbound all weekend, that's for sure.
We'll just give it another minute before we start, just to let some others join in. Ooh, 100% humidity. That does not sound fun. Those ACs are getting put to work. That is for sure.
Yeah, I was hanging out with some Florida agents last week, and I know that we were talking the SkySlope TC and diving into the specifics, and they lost power for that same reason. And that's, thankfully we don't have that many people around here, so I don't tend to lose power, but, this seems to be a lot more of a trend these days.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, it's August, so hopefully it starts getting cooler pretty soon. Hopefully.
Right, fingers crossed. We're dead in the middle of summer. We've got half of it left. We'll work our way to cooler weather.
Yep. All the kiddos are going back to school. It's awesome.
Oh, I bet, Jordan, your house is going to be a lot quieter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who's excited about the kids going back to school?
Oh, yeah, definitely me. How about any of you guys? No, it's pretty quiet. Maybe not.
Liking the kids being at home gives you excuse to go play. Awesome. Well, Jordan, I think we're a few minutes after. Should we jump in and get started?
Oh, yeah. All righty, guys. We are going to get started now. Oh, homeschool. Nice. Thank you all for joining. We are going to be talking a little bit about SkyTC and what we can offer and how we can help you guys get that closing 5-star experience. Kira's going to go a little bit into that. I will be available in the comments to answer questions, and we will have a little Q&A at the end as well for questions. And if you need to look back on this, it's going to be available on StreamYard or YouTube as well. So I will let Kira take it away now. Thank you guys for all joining.
Awesome. Let's go ahead. We'll dive right in, guys, here. Now, let's talk about really what we're going to be diving into content-wise on today's training. So a quick icebreaker before we dive in. A little trivia time. We like to make these sessions kind of exciting for you. Now, how many signatures do you think that the average real estate closing requires? Again, just a little bit of trivia to get us started, get the brain going here today. Those of you on our side on our coast over here, it's still a little bit early. My East Coasters, you've had a little bit more time to get the day started, get that second cup of coffee. So here again, the question being, how many signatures do you think that the average real estate closing requires? You can drop it in the comments, think about it, hold on to it. Awesome, I see 50, a lot of 50s, 70, 33, 50 to 70. Well, I'm gonna go ahead, just rip the Band-Aid right off. It's actually about 100 to 150, depending on the state and the loan type. So if you are in one of those states where maybe you have a few less paperwork here, power to you, but we do know that it's usually landing somewhere between 100 and 150. And chasing every one of those down is exactly the kind of friction we're going to talk about eliminating today. So again, welcome everyone. If you're just joining us here, thank you so much. We are in the middle of a busy summer market. And for most agents, that of course means more listings, more offers, more transactions, so much more motion. But success during that busy season, it isn't really just about getting those deals under contract. The agent who grows the fastest are the ones who's going to be delivering a closing experience that clients trust. Remember, we talk about that a lot because when the closing experience is smooth, 3 important things happen. Clients feel confident throughout the process. Deals are staying on track without last-minute stress, and referrals are naturally going to follow. So today, we're going to walk through how these top agents structure their transactions so that these deals feel organized, predictable, and 5-star from contract to close. Now, right away, when we get started with our contracts here, they're not falling apart at the offer stage. Most transactions, they're not falling apart at the very beginning. However, they're going to be breaking down quietly. A lot of this happens during escrow. This is when agents start to chase missing documents, request signatures at the last minute, or scrambling to track deadlines. From a client perspective, this is going to show up differently. They experience long silent periods where they don't know what's happening. And then suddenly there are these urgent requests or unexpected issues right before the close. That's when stress rises for everyone involved. And when agents are managing multiple deals at once, these small friction points, they're going to multiply very quickly. The difference between a stressful closing and a smooth one usually comes down to process and communication. Top agents, they do not have easier transactions. That is not what sets them apart from the other agents that they're working alongside. What they have are fewer surprises. They design their transaction process so that everything follows a predictable path. That predictability is key. Clients know what happens next. Deadlines are tracked early. Documents are handled before they become urgent. And they also protect their time by separating out those 2 roles. The agent is going to focus on relationships, negotiation, and client guidance. Then we have, of course, the operational side of the transaction, handling through systems and support. That's what allows these top agents to really deliver a calm, organized closing experience, even when their transaction volume is increasing. They're not panicking when they're seeing that increase. They know that there are more moving parts, but again, they already have this process in place. Another little trivia break. I feel like you guys really liked that trivia here. So let me throw something else at you. How many hours do you think the average agent spends on the transactional, the admin portion of it per deal? Feel free again, and just shout out your guesses there in the comments for us. If you'd like, hold that number in your head. I'll definitely give you the answer. But the question once again, how many hours do you think that the average agent spends on that transactional admin side? Gary, love your heads at. He says too many before he said a bunch. Love that. Yes, absolutely. Way too many. Anyone want to throw out a number there? Well, Gary is absolutely correct. Hold that number in your head because let's talk about that time. This is where it's really going to show up. So, as we know, every transaction is going to include document prep. Of course, that means corrections, follow ups for missing signatures, timeline tracking, compliance reviews, and status updates, not only for our admin team, but also for our clients as well. And individually, these tasks, they don't seem like a massive add-on to your day. But each one of these is actually going to easily add up to about 10 hours per transaction. And the question really isn't, can you do this work? That's not why we're here today. You're here as an agent because you do run your own business and you handle it. But the question isn't, can you do this work? It's more of, should you still be doing it as you scale? That's when we come into the world of delegation. A lot of agents, they try to delegate at some point, and many walk away feeling like it didn't work. Not because delegation is a bad idea, but it's because of how it's introduced. Most of the time, support gets added in too late, and it shows up when the transaction is already busy, behind, or stressful. At that point, instead of creating relief, it actually feels like more work to bring someone up to speed. What you already have in your brain, the last thing you want to do is train somebody for what you're already capable of doing. Another common issue I hear all the time is lack of ownership. When it's not obvious on who owns what, whether it's timelines, follow-ups, or compliance checks, things are still going to fall back on you. Now you just have more people involved. So you've got more cooks in the kitchen. You yourself, you're trying to run business smoothly here, but that lack of clear ownership, a lot of time, that's when we see things fall through the cracks. And delegation is also going to fail when it adds complexity. The reason why we need to pass something off is because we personally don't have that bandwidth. But if it means another system to log into, another inbox to monitor, or another workflow to manage, you as agents, you don't need more added to your tech stack. That's going to end up feeling like you're babysitting instead of getting that leverage. And when all that happens, your stress isn't going away, it just shifts. Agents, you still feel responsible. These are your clients. So when they're coming back to you feeling uncertain, the value of that delegation really gets lost. Delegation, it's only working when it's structured. It's only working when it's proactive. And it needs to be built into the way that you're already working. So this is when we really start talking about SkyTC. When we talk about transaction support, we're not talking about one task or one phase of this process. SkyTC is going to support your transaction from the very first document all the way to that final signature. Think of us as your transaction quarterback. We're calling the plays, we're coordinating every moving part, we're making sure nothing is slipping through the cracks on the admin side while that deal is in motion. Before you're even with a listing, documents are being prepared. The moment the contract is signed, the paperwork flow is already in motion. So this is not waiting for you to find time between calls and showings. This is not waiting for those 5 minutes that you have that you landed at a listing appointment early to hop on your phone or your tablet to try to get something done. Everything here lives inside of SkySlope already. So documents are uploaded in real time. Milestones are tracked where you've already accomplished that work. So you never need to come back and question if that got done. You have full visibility to what's going on. And we're also going to act as that central communication hub. Timelines are owned, introductions go out, and everyone involved knows what's happening and when. You don't need to be chasing those updates. You're never in the dark. There's a structured update cadence, so you always know where every deal stands without needing to micromanage. And lastly, we have quality assurance. We're catching missing signatures, overlooked documents, and compliance issues early. That is going to eliminate all of the stress we talked about a few slides ago. that's when they're turning into those last minute stress or deal killing problems. All in all, again, this isn't about saving you that time. It's about protecting your reputation, delivering a smooth closing experience, and giving you the freedom to focus on selling. I need to take you out of your computer moving forward and putting you a lot more in front of those clients. So again, you can really increase that business and move forward. Now, right out the gate, I also talked about delegation and all of the stressors that come alongside that. One of the biggest questions our agents have is whether this will actually work for the way they run their business. And that's why everything is going to start with an onboarding call. So this isn't a generic setup. This is not a one-size-fits-all process. The onboarding call is a working session where we work through how you operate. Tell us your workflows. Link us up with your brokerage requirements. Communication preferences. Are you a texter? Do you prefer to reach out via phone? Let us know where your transactions are typically slowing down. So we're going to align on expectations up front. So when your first file comes in, there's no confusion. You are not spending time training. There's no disruption to your process. Instead, they are already fully in the loop. Our transaction coordinators are actually trained to work directly inside of SkySlope within your brokerage standards, so support feels like a natural extension of your business. Again, we don't want to add to your tech stack. We don't want to give you another login credentials. We want to make sure that this is a natural extension of your business rather than an outside layer that you additionally have to manage. And of course, the goal is simple. Once onboarding is complete, transactions run smoothly in the background while you stay focused on your clients and growth. All right, guys. Now, as we start to wrap up our session again, thank you so much for sticking with me. Let's talk a little bit more here on how you can get this going today so that when that continued market, the cooler weather comes around, you have this all in place, ready to go. So as transactional volume increases this summer, the agents who stay organized and deliver consistent closing experiences, those are who stand out. Clients remember exactly how they felt during escrow. Now, remember, of course, this is the biggest, possibly the biggest purchase they've ever made in their entire life, if not the first, then the second. So when that experience is smooth and predictable, they're far more likely to refer you and work with you again. So building the right systems now allows you to handle more transactions without the added stress. And that's what's going to turn this busy season into more growth opportunities. So, as we begin to wrap up here, if you're interested in simplifying your transaction workflow and delivering a more consistent closing experience, you can go ahead, scan this QR code here. You'll be able to learn more about SkyTC and get started with that onboarding call. Now, I also have a little gift for you for attending here today. You can use the code EXP50 for 50% off your first file. Now, we, of course, are going to be taking questions as we wrap up. We've got a little bit more time here to address those. Right out the gate, if you're curious on what this will cost for you, those price points will be different depending on your state, along with the property types that you work. So the best way to be able to figure out how much that will cost for your area, for you particularly, it'll be to scan that QR code, fill out a little bit of information there so we can provide you with that information back. Now, Jordan also went ahead and posted that link right on over in the comment section for you. So if you don't have your phone on hand or you don't have an ability to scan that QR code today, you can use that link, skyslope.com/products-services/SkyTC. So much easier to copy and paste than for me to read that out loud, but it's there for you. Again, feel free, scan that QR code, learn a little bit more. Thank you, Gary. Gary just went ahead and gave us an awesome shout out here. Gary said a plug for SkyTC. I have been using it for 2 to 3 years, completely satisfied. We love that. Thank you so much, Gary. We appreciate it. And he is not a paid actor. He is here by choice. So great feedback. Jordan, any questions that you saw pop in that we should address?
Yeah, so one of them is the cost per transaction. Again, once you get in touch with our sales department, they'll go over that. But it is per transaction, and if it cancels, then there is no cost. Another one is, do they handle listings? And yes, we start at listings. We can help get that prepared, get the disclosures prepared, and send that for signatures as well. The discount code is EXP50. Another one is, can the TC create a calendar of deadlines, appointments, etc.? Yes. So that is part of our process. And once you are paired with the TC, they will go in depth on how they handle a transaction, what goes on, who they reach out to. But yes, we create a timeline with all the contingency dates. What are the qualifications for the TCs? So they go through an extensive training process with us. They are very familiar with all of SkySlope products, DigiSign, Forms, and they are also familiar in a lot of different states. Can a TC post on social media and prepare land maps? Land maps varies on different states. Social media, they don't really do that as much, just because we can't really be liable for what is posted. So we want to make sure that sticks with the agent so they can know what's being posted for them. The starting price, it will vary by state. So once you get in contact with our sales department, they can go over pricing for your state. Another one is, do you get the same TC each time? And yes, so we pair you with someone that is your TC for life, or however as long you need them for. We really want them to build that relationship with you guys. They'll know your preferences, how you like to work, how they like to work. So it really gets a deep connection and a relationship with that TC. So you will have that one that you're paired with for as long as you need.
Such a great call out as well, Stacey, for saying that. That is one of my favorite parts of SkyTC. It's not a round robin situation, but you actually get to connect with your transaction coordinator and build a relationship. So again, they can pick up on your preferences. They can understand, hey, you might have, a side hustle that you're doing from 4 to 6 p.m. at night. They know not to bother you during those times. So they really get into your workflow like that, so they can be that added assistant.
Let's see a few more. Are the TCs licensed realtors? No, they are not licensed realtors. Does the listing automatically go to MLS and share on Zillow once under contract? That again is an agent preference. So if that is something that's set up, that will kind of work itself out with the TC that you are paired with. What hours do they work? So it varies again by state with time zones, but typically it is 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. There is no weekend hours, but we have really got in a groove and really set up our process to where the agents are really handled throughout Monday through Friday. And if there's something that comes in on the weekends, the TCs will take care of it first thing Monday morning. And you get paired with a TC in your specific area. Yes, we really try to focus on that relationship and making sure that you're paired with the best TC available for you. So whatever state you're in, we do our due diligence and make sure that you're paired with someone that's familiar with that area. Great questions, guys. Let me know if you guys have any more.
I was going to say the same. Really good questions, everyone.
What is the transaction limit per TC? That also varies by state, because some states are a little more work intensified with paperwork, but again, it kind of varies. And when pairing TCs with agents, we take all that into consideration, what their capacity is right now, what their bandwidth is as well. How many hours are they allowed to work? They are set with they work 40 hours a week, but again, with your files, with the process we have in place, they never really miss a beat with what's going on, with the timelines, the contingency dates, and everything like that. Another one is contracts in Colorado for CTM. Are they familiar with that platform? Yes, we do have some TCs that work in Colorado and have used CTM. Wait a few more minutes for some more questions. I'll post that link again, and just in case that QR code doesn't work for you guys.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, we'll hang out for a few more, see if any additional questions trickle in. But as a reminder, we are recording today's session, so you can always hop over, grab a copy of today's recording over in StreamYard. So that'll be available for you. Yeah, for pricing as well, I'm just going to pop in there for you, JJ. For pricing as well, again, each area is going to be specific along with the types of transactions. Obviously, land as opposed to residential going to come into play as well when it comes into that paperwork. So the best way to find out the price points for your area and the contracts that you typically work would be to scan that QR code or follow that link.
If you're not a member of StreamYard, it will be available on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm.
Does the TC have direct access to SkyScope compliance to fix issues? Yes. And on YouTube under the same title. Yes. For SkyScope compliance, we are very familiar with compliance issues, what your brokerage needs to complete your checklist, to get you guys paid on time. And then I will get that YouTube link for you guys in just a moment. And we'll wait a couple minutes for some more questions. Again, that code for the 50% off your first file is EXP50. Thank you, Jen, for posting the link to the YouTube channel.
All right, well, it looks like those questions have slowed down a bit, so we can go ahead and wrap up today's session. Again, check out StreamYard for a copy. Jen went ahead and posted that link down below, so I definitely recommend to bookmark that. You can reach future sessions that way too. So you can always reach out to us again with questions, scan that QR code, follow that link. That'll give you all the information that you need. But we cannot thank you enough for joining us here today, learning a little bit more about SkySlope, spending some time out of your day to learn about SkyTC and how we can assist for you. So I'll let JJ address that last question that came in, and then Jen, we can go ahead and wrap up today's session.
Yes, we will handle from start to end. We are there with you through thick and thin. And again, if it cancels, then there is no charge for that, but we will stick with you through the whole thing.
Awesome, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Again, join us soon. We've got some upcoming sessions as well, all things sky slope. So thank you so much for being with us. And of course, happy sky sloping.
Thank you all.